Insperity presents the Small Business Advocate Show with Jim Blasingame, brought to you by FedEx, CareerBuilder.com, and Palo Alto Software. This is a copyrighted production of Small Business Network, Inc., all rights reserved.
Welcome back, 7 till the hour. Thanks for staying with me. I'm Jim Blasingame, and we're having a great visit with our good friend Ted Fishman, the author of China Inc. His new book is Shock of Gray. Whatever Ted's up to, you want to know about it because it's something smart and illuminating, I promise you. TedCFishman.com, as I remember, Ted. Is that right?
That's right. Thank you.
So check out all the things he's got going on. Find his books wherever books are sold. I wouldn't want to be without either one of these folks. If you decide to buy one, go ahead and get the other one. You will not be sorry that you did. You'll thank me later, actually. Ted, we're talking about megacities, the impact of them, the challenges they have, why we should care about them. You know, when I talk about Main Street, I think people think that I mostly mean, flyover America Main Street. Out in Sheboygan and Dime Box, Texas, and places like that. But really, big cities have main streets too. They have, down on the ground, they have, below the triple canopy jungle of the mega cities, they have, there are a lot of Main Street small businesses in these mega cities, and so we care about them too.
Yeah, we ought to care about them. Then they link back to what we do best, which is small businesses that solve problems. Huge problems in the world's biggest cities, especially in the developing world, are these infrastructure problems where you can't traverse the city, that the commutes that ought to take 20 minutes take 2.5 hours. What happens in that kind of environment is that you get technological solutions that connect people.
Right.
I always think about, when I go to these cities, I'm astonished how many young Americans I meet there. A handful of these cities, Sao Paulo, Shanghai, Chengdu, Bangkok, they become kind of parents of the 20s for the technologically literate and adventurous American. It's a place where they can go and start a business.
The tech bohemians, huh?
Yeah, the tech bohemians. And in college towns around the country, you will find students that come from these megacities all over, and they want to go back with a business idea, and it's a way to connect our two economies. Brazil, for example, Jim, will send 200,000 students to the United States in the next 4 years. They are mostly going back to these big Brazilian cities. They are places that we can connect to. They have an American experience here. They'll have an American point of view, and they can have an American business connection.
My friend David Heenan wrote a book years ago called Flight Capital, and it was all about. Say again.
It's a great title.
Yeah, and it's all about the fact that for decades, those Brazilians and those Chinese and those wherever they were from, would come here, get their education. They'd stay here for the opportunity. And the point he was making is that that now they're going home. They're finding more opportunity to go back home where their family is. So we're educating them, but they're not staying here.
Well, I bet a big part of your audience are first-generation Americans or second-generation Americans who are thinking about businesses, and they have a natural connection. I'm not saying that they're going to leave America, but they certainly are very well poised to connect our economies.
And see, this is why I spend a lot of my programming in a year's time talking about export opportunities and all that. But one of the things I want you to talk about real quickly, we only got about a minute. What are the impact? What is the demand? How's the demand for resources going to be? Didn't you want to mention something about that on the challenges these megacities are going to have?
Yeah, of course they are big resource sinks, and for the cities that are adding 1 million or 2 million people a decade or more, they are craving alternative technologies to get them out of that. They're killing them. In Indonesia, for example, around 1 in 8 deaths is related to air pollution.
Wow.
So no matter what the economies in these countries are, they can't afford the present.
Is teleworking a practice along with the technology that goes along with it? Could teleworking, as the way the workplace is changing, could teleworking be a practice that could contribute a lot to this?
Yes, I see like the tablet computer as being a game changer, because even if you're not working at home, when you're getting to work, it's like working at home because you're in a mode of transportation that has it. And this moves work outside the office, even if you ostensibly make it to the office. Half of your workday is going to be outside.
That's right. No, exactly. Ted, this is fascinating stuff. You got more to talk to us about. You're going to be making a trip to Indonesia soon. When you come back, you're going to give us a report, right?
Oh, that would be delightful. I would love that. Sure.
Safe travels, my friend. See you next time.
Thank you, Jim.
Ted Fishman, ladies and gentlemen. He'll be back another day. I'll be back, but not today. I'm Jim Blasingame. Stay with me.
Insperity presents the Small Business Advocate Show with Jim Blasingame, brought to you by FedEx, CareerBuilder.com, and Palo Alto Software. This is a copyrighted production of Small Business Network, Inc., intended for the private use of our audience. Except as otherwise provided by copyright law, all other copying, redistribution, or publication without prior written consent is prohibited. All rights reserved.